You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and we're going to break this down for you. All right. We got the Final Four. This matchup, man, I've been waiting on this one. Because I know the South Carolina and Don Staley, y'all getting it in. You doing your thing. Okay, you're making it look real easy. But it ain't going to be that easy on this next one. Because Money Mike know you got North Carolina State, and I'm going to tell you straight up, you know what, that North Carolina State, man, you talking about old Wes Moore, okay, and Nikki West, come on now. This going to be a different game, folks. This going to be much different than anything you ever seen. So what is Money Mike saying? I'm going to go deeper than that with y'all tonight. I'm going to flat out tell you how to beat South Carolina. Oh, you understand what I'm saying Money Mike's going to do for you? I'm going to tell you how to beat South Carolina. All right, so let me break this down. Because I got Wes Moore and I got Don Staley, but I got Nikki West out there, so let me tell you what's really going on. Here's how you beat South Carolina in basketball, because I had to scout them out and see what they really talking about. Because y'all been listening to me for a minute, what Money Mike really saying. See, you gotta run them off. It's a term that a lot of people don't know. It's old school basketball. You gotta run them off. And what I mean by that, don't worry about South Carolina scoring. Because see, here's what I know South Carolina can't cover. They can't cover the transitional offense. So Money Mike's going to break it down. We're going to talk coaching. So Wes Moore, this is what you got to do. You got to sometimes go small ball and run that big post out of there. Because see, we want that big post to run down that middle of the floor. And South Carolina post is a big-time player. But there's a weakness when you run the floor. Now, Money Mike ain't going to stop there because y'all really want to know what I see. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. All right? That's what I really see. When it get to these ladies right here, all right, and you talk about these guards that rock and roll for North Carolina State, South Carolina cannot cover them guards. Okay, I ain't going to kid you, folks. South Carolina, the guards on North Carolina State, man, they better than South Carolina guards. Now, here's the deal. When you get them ladies out there, okay, and you got to run a triangle, okay? This is what you got, Wes Moore. You got to run a triangle, have them ladies face off the triangle around the box. And see, I'm going to get you. Money Mike scouted you out, I'm going to get you. If you run that triangle, Wes Moore, and you did them on a face-up box out and let them ISO their man and keep them off the block, all right? We ain't giving up the block. North Carolina State don't give up the block. So when that post player try to get on that block, man, you got to go out there another 2-3 feet and push them off the block. Now, if you do that, you going to get them, okay? And let me tell you why. Because South Carolina's transitional defense is not very good. It's a weakness. Money Mike scouted it out. Now, so if you get them, don't worry about South Carolina scoring. Forget about that. You ain't going to have to stop that. But here's what you can do. As soon as you get that ball, what I've seen teams do is delay on getting the ball out of bounds. NC State, you take that ball, you get it out of bounds, and you go ahead and go to your offense, but run a transitional offense. See, this is what Money Mike knows. I'll beat you. And you get me in a 5-minute game with 5 minutes left, I'm going to execute it out of you. So if you run to the spots, here's what I got, folks. If you run to the spots that South Carolina runs their offense, just run to the spots. And if you run to the spots, folks, they ain't going to be able to get their offense started. Now, secondarily, you put a triangle face off around that basket. Triangle, never turn your back. You can't use a fundamental block out because that's not going to get it done for you, okay? Because South Carolina State, they're real physical around the basket. What they like to do is they like to go ahead and dribble drive penetration, and they use big bodies to get there. However, the big bodies are a little slow on the transition getting back. So even if South Carolina scores, what you got to do is get that ball out of bounds, and you got to get into the transitional offense, and you want to run a flex cut off that transitional offense, and you're going to get bucket after bucket after bucket. Now, here's the deal, Wes. You already got the best guards in the country. Your guards are better than South Carolina guards. There ain't no doubt about it. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. And we do this, folks. We ain't going to make this stuff up for you. But what we going to show you here is how to beat somebody. And when you do get a chance to beat them, okay, you're going to have to understand because the Gamecocks, man, they physical, they strong, but they not good transitionally on the defensive end, okay? And these guards here, you're talking about right here, Zara, man, this is a high major, okay, that really South Carolina ain't got an answer for. Now, Nikki West down here, Nikki West, let me holler at you. Your girls doing their thing. Okay? You just got to worry, get that triangle around the basket, West. You face them up just like they do in the NBA, and you put a chest to chest. Now, you got to get them off the block. What I saw with Oregon State, they gave up the block too easy. No. North Carolina State, don't give up that block. You push that big body. Your girl gets there first, and you push them all the block. Now, the final thing I can tell you how you beat Don is you don't get screened. You don't get screened. Okay, what does that mean? You got to run the buttocks trail. When they set in the screen, you just slide off and you trail. You push them outside the screen, you get the defensive position. I can tell you how to beat them, and this is where you get them, West. Transitional offense. They slow getting back. It's going to be on the film. So now, what you got to do with them guards, and I'm going to tell you what. Last time I seen something like this with guards, man, you had UOP, played Florida. Florida, number 3rd ranked in the country, came into UOP. And they had Gina Johnson and Ashley, 2 of the best guards in the country. They bumped off Florida State, number ranked 3rd in the country. South Carolina gonna get beat. I see the holes, okay? But this is what you got to do. You got to just stick to your plan. Wes and Nikki, Don Staley, don't get cocky, because I'm going to tell you straight up, I know how to beat you. And when I beat you, I got you, okay? So you got to understand that. This is a game, the game that's going to get played, and you got to be able to win. And that's what I'm talking about. So you're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and that big post player right there, we're going to make you sweat. Okay, we're going to make you sweat, because I got a guard right here can get it in. I got the best guard here. These are 2 WNBA starters. Okay, now if these ladies right here can meet that, I'm telling you, Wes, transitional offense going to win this ball game. You get me a triangle, and folks, that triangle's around the basket. What I'm saying, you triangle here, and you triangle here. Now, when they get to the block, you push the big post player off the block. Don't give up that block, and you're going to beat South Carolina. Folks, this is going to be a game, and it's going to be tighter than people think. And I told you every year we got upset. And Don, don't let it happen again. You got to counteract what I'm saying, because I'm giving it to them. And you're going to see the film too, Don Staley. And everybody going to look at that film and tell you what you're going to see. You're going to see Money Mike, right? So when you look at the film and you look at it, if Westmore, Nikki, you can get that ball out of bounds, man, you transition offense, you got him. Okay, this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and we just gave you our scouting report. You got North Carolina State, South Carolina about to get it in. Let's do it, ladies. I'm riding with you. We'll see you soon. We'll break it down for you. The Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast.